Good morning from North Texas and Bar JR Farm and Ranch. I'm Russ, and we're going to be talking about weed control today. The 4 best methods for controlling weeds in your gardens and landscapes. So let's go. Okay, it's all about weed control, and so we're going to be talking about mulches. Here we are at our wood chip mulch pile, and as you can see the difference, it's not compost. Compost is already broken down. It's already almost dirt. You can't recognize it compared to a wood chip pile. It got big chips of wood in it. Okay, mulch suppresses the weed growth. It holds moisture next to the ground, and then it starts breaking down. This is all organic mulch. Starts breaking down, and then right next to the soil starts building that soil back up. So it's really 3 different advantages to using organic mulches versus the plastics and things like that as far as weed control. Now, there's a lot of different things you can use. You can use this is all wood mulch, wood chip mulch. And some people are concerned about passing diseases and things like that, pest control, so on and so forth, as far as using mulch, wood mulch. What you want to do is you want to use wood mulch, not plants, not shrubs. Those are the ones that carry the diseases. Those are the ones that people have used pesticides, herbicides on. Typically they haven't on trees. Now you don't have to use just wood. Some people prefer straw. We use a lot of straw in the different types of bed we do. It tends to hold that moisture into the ground, and afterwards you can actually till this back in for your fall plantings. It will break down faster than your wood mulch. The problem we have with wood mulch is that the bigger pieces, as they get into the ground, they start using up nitrogen, where the straw doesn't, breaks down faster and becomes part of the soil faster. Then there's more things you can use to control those weeds. Some people, if you got a small place here in Texas, you're just doing pots, you might even use shredded paper. All right, here we start with leaf mulching. And we love leaf mulching in our beds especially. It breaks down real easy into the soil, so it's a composting for the next season, even the next planting sometimes. And here's what we have. We have a stand-up electric a shredder. And this is just a leaf shredder. It's not going to take too big of twigs. It's just a leaf shredder. But you can start with your leaf shredding, leaves and little twigs, full leaves, and what you end up with at the bottom is almost soil within a very short period of time. So what we've done is you can see where we didn't put down cardboard first. In this mulch, we actually put a layment of cardboard down, wet it down, put it apart, made sure there's no sunlight coming through there, and then put about 4 or 5 inches of mulch on top of it. And as you can see, what we didn't cardboard and what we didn't mulch is still growing weeds. As you come this way, there's so few weeds that cardboard's protecting, keeping the sun off those seeds, and breaking down, becoming mulch. So as you walk, as you see what we've done, we've mulched, we put cardboard down all through our bed aisles so that we have fewer and fewer weeds in our beds. So instead of spending a whole day or 2 days or 3 days weeding your aisles and keeping weeds out of your beds, you just have a plant or 2 to pick as you walk by, and you're always pulling weeds in your garden. Okay, another way of weed control is burning these puppies. And one of the issues you have with burn is the type of plant that you're burning. The broadleafs, the bigger grasses tend to be easily burned. You really have to burn them all the way. You can't just warm them up. Some people will say just until the leaf wilts. I like to go a little bit further than that. If you're trying to deal with Bermuda grass, this is Bermuda, this is a hybrid Bermuda here. This will be the 3rd time I've burned it. We've been working the whole season here. So this Bermuda is probably, the last time it was burned was probably a month ago. As you can see, it came back up. Now what we have is a grass whose roots, the way it continues to grow out and fill in, is both with stolons and, what are the other ones, Judy? Rhizomes. So one root goes under the ground. It can go down to 6 inches under the ground, and the other root comes across the top. If you see our border is only about a 4-inch border, which probably isn't enough to protect this whole area. But we're going to burn it one more time, and then what we're going to do is probably do a solar treatment on it to help burn those roots deeper in the ground. But it's easy. You can buy a field or weed burner from your local hardware store or tractor supply store. Your garden store may even have them. I have a 7-pound LP tank. It's easy to do. You've got your valve over there, your valve here, right on it, and they're easy to burn. What you want to do, however, is make sure, as you can see when I turn it way down, the flame comes up like that or down. It burns pretty easy. You want to make sure you get, especially with this common Bermuda and this hybrid Bermuda, you really want to get everything burned. You can see those roots along the top. There's another set of roots underneath. Okay, solarization is another big way to control those weeds, especially in the areas that are yet to be developed, or you're waiting to put some plants down, or you just want to control the weeds. So here's what we're doing. This is about a 15 by 15. This has been down about a week, and if I turn it back, you've got a few green ones. What they suggest on solarization is that you really tuck these sides and corners in. We don't, we just put rocks down. But let's look at the area right over here where we just took it up from a week ago, and as you can see, here's a weed that definitely is not going to make it. There's another weed there that's burned up. There's another weed right there that's burned up. Solarization has really, for us, in all the different mulches and coverings we've done, solarization has really worked on some of the hardest areas to control the weeds. In fact, I'll probably take this solarization and move it over to that other bed that I just burned, just to make sure I get a deep, deep weed control. All right, here, that's what it's all about, is controlling those weeds, whether it be out on the grounds or in your walkways or in your beds. We have our straw in our tomato beds. We have leaf mulch in our beans, and we've got leaf mulch in our peppers and beans, and we have the wood chip mulch all across our walkways and aisles in the garden. So controlling those weeds with mulches is great. You can add moisture to your ground, you can add soil to your ground, all in one process of controlling the weeds. Hey, I want to thank you for watching today. If you will subscribe to us, tell a friend about us. We're just starting. Love to have you back. God bless, and see you next time.